What's happening, my guys? I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I'm Alejandro. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that we literally just stopped talking about, and that's kind of weird, but I had to for contractual obligations. I signed an NDA with Bugatti when I went to see the Bugatti Divo, and the reason why I'm making this video is to tell you why I did not end up buying a Bugatti Divo, because I was lucky enough to get offered one. And I think before we get into this, let me just give some context to those who aren't as familiar as I am with the car world and as you guys are with the car world. Bugatti is the top-notch car maker in the car world, basically. If you think about the best clothing, you're gonna go Hugo Boss, you're gonna go Fendi, you're gonna go Dolce & Gabbana, you're gonna go to the top guys. That top guy in the car world is Bugatti. Bugatti has been making cars for literally almost 100 years. They've been around the block for a while. They make the dopest cars ever, and right now, recently, they've been making high-performing cars. What do I mean by that? Cars with 16 cylinders that accelerate from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. Like shit that's breaking the world. There's only been a few cars that have changed the history of the car world and cars themselves, and those are, one, the McLaren F1. When the McLaren F1 came out back in 1994, 1995, it literally was the standard of what a supercar should be like for about 20 years. Cars barely now are getting as fast as the McLaren F1 20 years later, and in this world of innovation, technology, and quick engineering, that is fucking mind-boggling. So after that car came out, that's the one that all of my generation's looking up to. We all consider a legend, and right now one almost sold for $20 million at Pebble. Not a crazy special edition, just a regular one, and that's fucking insane. So what car came after that? 10 to 12 years later, Bugatti decided to unveil and unleash the Bugatti Veyron. The Bugatti Veyron came out for one thing only: do the top speed any other car can possibly do to get to that top speed of over 200 miles an hour in the quickest way possible, in the most comfortable way possible. That's what Bugatti did with the Veyron, and the Veyron turned out to be an icon. Right after the F1, the Veyron came out, and then I don't know if you guys saw, but there's some drag races and other stuff that you see against the Bugatti Veyron with an Enzo Carrera GT, even the SLR, and some other cars, and literally the destruction was a whole new world. Therefore, the Bugatti Veyron will become an epic classic rather soon because of the importance of its existence and the way people younger than us look at it. Why? Because that's the car that made the gap happen. That's the car. There's not many cars that have that gap happen. Again, the McLaren F1, and right now, the Bugatti Veyron. There's pedigree there. There's no question about it. Bugatti knows what they're doing. They're building the most impressive car, the most comfortable, the fastest, the best engineered, and also the best customer service. When you're looking at Bugatti, you're looking at excellence. You're looking at royalty in the car world, and that's the respect I have for Bugatti. Now, onto why did I not buy the Divo? I think it's important to know what the Divo is before saying, why the fuck are you not getting one? So the Divo is the new Chiron. So the new Veyron, which is the one we just talked about, that created the gap for the first time for Bugatti, the Veyron is the predecessor of the Chiron. The Chiron's the model that's out right now, 16 cylinders, 4 turbochargers, so 1500 horsepower, you guys get the picture. So Bugatti came out with a special edition car of their Chiron. What exactly does that car have? It's a whole new body that's really, really sexy. It's got 15 horsepower more than a regular Chiron, and also a harder suspension setting. They talk a lot about aero and all that stuff, but I don't think that's that crazy of a change that they added to the car. They're only gonna make 40, they're gonna be 5.5 million euros, and they're all sold out. And believe it or not, Bugatti gave me an opportunity to own one of these. So I went to see them in New York, I went to look at the car and get to know it through Manhattan Motors, and I really appreciated Brian. So when I was there, they showed me the car. Unfortunately, they didn't have the car. That is the first time I've ever shown up to something where they're gonna show me a car and they just broke out the screen and they showed me the car on the screen, which was dope. And it felt very special because I had the Bugatti CEO there with me and the second and third guy in command of Bugatti, and they were right there, and that was fucking crazy, being able to ask him all the questions I wanted and really getting to know what they're about to do. And by the sounds of everything that I said, and again, this is just me thinking, this is not what Bugatti's saying, okay? Let us be clear about that. And again, I love Bugatti and I want to be that guy, but the reason why I'm not buying the Divo is simple. After talking to them and after studying it a little bit, what it sounds like to me is like Bugatti has already done 100 or 200 Chirons. I can't remember the number exactly, right? So you have that already made and delivered. What is the excuse now for new people that want to buy a fuck you car to get a 3.5 million euro car? Well, let's mod it. Let's make this special car called the Divo, which is named after one of the most badass plane pilots in the world. So let's come out with that. So let's do something special. Let's come out with this brand new car with a brand new name within our lineup, and we're just going to secure 40 allocations for those. What I do think in this world, and it's very important to know this, and if you guys don't understand this, please make sure to pay attention, because this is one of the keys to be successful in life. You gotta look at markets and you gotta look at life, because everything is cyclical. Not for you, but within itself. We've seen what Bugatti is doing right now out already. Bugatti's done it already before, but no one understands right now because we're so quick to forget history. Back in the 1920s, 1930s, when Bugatti was out and making those epic huge cars, they would make the chassis separately from the interior, and they would coach build these cars like a motherfucker. So each one of these cars was like a special edition of that car, and only very rich people were able to buy it. Now there's more money in the world, therefore more people can buy that, so it's just escalated, right? What I think Bugatti's about to do is, after they're done with this run of 40 Divos, they're gonna grab another car and call it the Bugatti B. And the Bugatti B is gonna have 15 horsepower more than the last one. It's gonna have a little harsher suspension, and again, a redone exterior and interior. Why? Because we're getting back to the 1920s, 1930s, where all of the cars were modular, because pretty much everything is modular. You're looking at it with the Panamera. The Panamera right now serves also as the Bentley GT. I mean, that chassis is gonna start rolling around as the RS7. So you guys are seeing this. It's a modular chassis, and then companies just change whatever they want to perfection. And it's gotten to the point where the companies have done so much that now the customer is in charge of that, of changing everything and making it a very special thing of their own. So right now we're back to coach building times. And I think Bugatti is planning on doing these 40. That went well. They're gonna do 30 or 50 of another one. That goes well. They're gonna do another, by the way, if the second one goes well, let's say that I was right, and they're gonna start making these. The car that I went to see, when I went to look at the Divo, I thought I was looking at the Vision GT. I literally went there ready to put all of my money on the line for that car. And it turned out he was the Divo, so he was not that car. But speaking of the Vision GT, and I think it's very important to know, I think what Bugatti's doing right now, it's realizing that they're missing out on a big clientele. Pagani, Koenigsegg, they have the same guy buying the same car in different versions. And they're spending millions and millions just for the Instagram picture. So Bugatti was like,
I actually have a big car company and we do things pretty fucking rad. Why don't I take advantage of that?
So they started doing that, and I think at the end of this road, after they do 5 special edition cars, which let's say they're all gonna be 5 million each, just for the sake of it, they're gonna unveil the Grand Vision, and they're gonna say, we're gonna make 25 of it. Again, reminder, this is not Bugatti telling me what they're gonna do, this is me just thinking and suspecting they're gonna do this. They're gonna put out their 5 special edition cars, and then the person that has the most of those is gonna be qualified to buy the Grand Vision. So I need to spend literally $25 million on my best day to have a chance at buying the car that I really wanted. That's not me. I'm not there yet. I'm dying. And listen, if I had money to throw up in the air and just never give a shit about it, I'd buy all those Divos. I'd buy all the other fucking Divo-like cars that are ever gonna come out, because shit like that now excites me. The older I get, the more I understand, the more personalized, and the more it's made for me, the happier it'll make me. You understand where that's coming from. But either way, I don't want to bore you guys too much. What do you guys think? That's the question of the day. Do you guys really think Bugatti's gonna do the one-off in the road for the GT Vision, or this is gonna be a one-off, that's it, never again? Please let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious to know your opinions, because this is really what gives me a good gauge of what you guys want to know, what you guys want to learn about. Either way, guys, I'm Alejandro. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I do not approve this message. I love you, Bugatti, and anyone saying anything negative about this, you motherfucker.